Alrighty. It is dropped kickoff time. I'm Nick. We have Nick Hartman here. We have Nathan Williamson here. Let's talk about some rugby. Nick, have you had a good day? How's your day been?
Yeah, been great, Nick. It's been great. Can't wait to talk about some rugby.
Been a calm day.
Hey? Yeah, calm. I tell you what, though, I'm gonna miss him this weekend, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
No, you meant to say who? You just said him. Who's him?
Who's him?
The one and only Harry Potter. Harry Potter Truther, 2027, baby. Zach Lomax looks at the Wallabies squad and he goes, "Fuck, how am I gonna get past Potter?"
I gotta learn. I gotta be able to learn Quidditch. Gotta be able to fly over people.
Christ.
You're just as guilty of the bad Potter puns, Nathan. I see all the sneaky ones you drop in to every article that you write, and you think we don't.
What? Nah, that's not me. Great.
You know, it'd be great, Nathan, if you started getting him mixed up with like Gandalf and other wizards.
Start throwing Game of Thrones references out there. Completely missed the point.
You shall not pass was the theme of Harry Potter's defense tonight.
Yeah, you shall not pass, said Aemon Targaryen. Not even a magical person, just like magic jokes, fantasy, yeah.
As he met up with the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah, just start calling Swali Aslan.
Yeah.
Some deep Hoss level connection there.
Just gets lost in it.
The different
Nathan,
metaphors.
you're out of a job.
Yeah.
Finn Morton.
Actually, what was the name you came up with? The Splinter, and who was that?
Oh yeah, Trayvon Pritchard.
Trayvon Pritchard. So tell me,
Meat Tray.
Meat Tray, which revolved into Raffle, which revolved into Raff, which revolved into Donatello, which evolved into Splinter.
No, it went to Raff, then Raphael, then Donatello.
Yep. Yes, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah,
then Splinter.
Then Splinter. Ends at Splinter.
It's
Trayvon. What a name.
It's flawless.
Yeah.
What
absolutely.
That's what's bringing the Wallabies back. Is names like our future is Trayvon, Hines, Kingsley Us.
Whoa. Like, Heinz Lamoto is fucking phenomenal. And the fact that he's gone to France, Heinz Lamoto, it's a phenomenal name. Shout out mum or dad, whoever that was. Maybe
I'm telling you, we have some great talent coming through, but it's as good names as well. We have a Jarvis coming through in the Brumbies, Jarvis Orr, Justice, Tamar Falau. Maybe Cyrus Bloomfield. We love Cyrus. Is a good, that's the name we haven't had ever. Not ever.
Yeah, not since the Persian Empire.
Yeah,
so we're probably getting some BC or whatever. We haven't had a Cyrus.
This is how we know we're back. And again, his brother Caden, spelled Kadin.
Kadin.
This is what the Wallabies need.
That's kind of normal.
How is that?
Sounds like something out of a boy band or whatever. Like it's just a combination. Everyone stands out different.
Tene, Caden. There you go. That's the worst spelling.
Oh.
Yes, it's true. Should we start by talking about Dave Rennie? Because that's a piece of news. That's a piece of news.
Can I get my thoughts out first? Because I'm fucking terrified.
Yeah, go ahead. Because I am too.
The reason why I'm terrified.
I'm calm.
I'm nervous. The reason why I am is because the theme of Australian rugby in the past 5 years has essentially been that villain character in every sports feel-good story ever. Like, that team that gets like dunked on by Air Bud or whatever it is, just that opposition team. That's what we've been. It was like the Lions last year, Fiji at the World Cup, even the Welsh at the World Cup, USA Olympics, both women's World Cups. We got beat by both finalists. So every team that's had some kind of documentary like run has included beating Australia. I thought we were done, and I thought we were going on our own path where we could have our own success. Instead, what we've got is we've got our biggest rivals hiring the dude that we fucked over one of the best dudes out there in terms of coaching both minds and just people, who can then have his own fairy tale at, check notes, Australia, the team that screwed him over. So I'm terrified that this is just the final fuck you fairy tale. That's my real concern, because he's a good coach and he is exactly what they need, and I'm scared.
You're scared? That's a good way to describe it. I agree with all of your points, but another part of me also thinks, like, the discourse online, I think everyone's pretty happy with this decision. Like, even though like he was being touted for this role for a while, still, I think he's the first player to have ever. He's the first coach to capped by another international side to be announced as coach of the All Blacks. First coach of Pacifica heritage to be announced as coach of the All Blacks. And I also think, like, because he's also still, even though everyone is nervous about the fact that he can be dishing out karma to Australia, I think he himself, and this is again a good indication of the quality of the man. He said that he himself has no ill feelings towards Australia, and even more notable to mention, how many Australian players went online to congratulate him, which has been really seen around, when following this. I think everyone's come to the collective realization that the era that I think, even though there's so many varying opinions out there, I think the majority of folks thought, despite the fact that the Wallabies didn't have a good spring tour in 2022, the side was still heading in the right direction under him, and it was it was a rash decision to bring in. It was a board that was kind of brought in, who kind of fell for hook, line, and sinker for the Eddie Jones treatment that screwed over Dave Rennie. It wasn't Australian rugby. It wasn't the players who didn't think he wasn't good enough to the job. It was a board of people who thought, let's drink the Eddie Kool-Aid, that screwed it. And I think the fact that there's a lot of people in Australia who are very happy. I'm really happy that Dave gets to have a crack at a World Cup. Like, the dude deserves it. The dude deserved it for the Wallabies, and he got screwed over. He deserves to have a crack at a World Cup. And I genuinely think it's a great move for him, and he deserves a good move like that. Genuinely happy for the guy. Yes, it could come back to bite us personally. I get that. But another part of me also thinks I'm hoping that we'll be at a level where we can more than match them in that regard. I also just think it's funny as well that, there was a tweet that we put out which people really, really liked, which is that Dave Rennie became the first All Blacks coach in more than 20 years to lose a Bledisloe, which is true. Mr. Hartman, what do you reckon?
I don't really have much to say, although my question was, when it was between him and Jamie Joseph, who would you fear more? And Nathan and I discussed this last night, and I said Jamie Joseph, right? Because he's had, I think, way more experience in international level with Japan, and he was coaching Japan at the Japan World Cup. I don't know what he did after Japan, because that was 2015. It's been a while. So I would have feared him. But, if Nathan's scared, then look, I'm not scared. I never get scared, but I do accept what he's feeling. I don't know. I don't really have any feelings that you guys haven't really said.
I mean,
firstly, it is funny, isn't it? There's no real standout candidates. You know what I mean? Like, in the same way that, what's his name? Dan Stan's resignation, he was a standout candidate. But there's none of them. He's coaching Kobe in Japan.
Kobe. They're coming second. Like, they're doing well. And my response to Nick was saying Joseph, Dave Rennie's a winner. He wins wherever he goes. Those 3 Puma trophies mean something to me, God damn it.
I love that you said, like, the 3 Puma trophies, and you ignored the fact that he won the Mandela Plate twice as well.
3 on his head. 3. 3 point on. I think, he's just a perfect person to kind of pick them up. And Jamie Joseph, I think, has been living off the 2015 honours. Oh, not 2015 honours, because he didn't coach. That was Eddie. There's the 2015...
2019. 2019.
2019.
The Highlanders. So the Highlanders win. That's what I meant. I think he won the Super Rugby in 2015. So he then takes over Japan off a Springboks win and all that hype, and did they go far? Like, they didn't really. Everyone thought of them that they were going to take this next step as being, they
got to the quarterfinal, didn't they? They dusted Ireland.
In the Home World Cup, you get Home World Cup, which just gives you unlimited. Basically, you basically get hometown steroids with that. Like, you can produce anything when you play at home.
This seems like you're fucking fudging the narrative over here to get the outcome that you want, Nathan. Oh,
no shit. No shit. Of course, I'm going to do that.
So your answer to this question is you think that you fear Dave Rennie more than you fear Jamie Joseph?
Without a doubt, yes.
Yeah, that was the answer I posed to him.
I still have hope that this is kind of part of that this World Cup will essentially be us basically vanquishing all the past demons. Like, we play Dave, we play Eddie, we play South Africa and potentially or England in the quarterfinal, who have knocked us out in past ones, and then that sets us up going forward to kind of finally get back to the top. But I'm also a deluded bastard, so that could be that speaking. I don't know.
I will say as a final point on this one.
Interesting point that I'm not capable of formulating came from Flynn Morton, who said he liked one reason why he liked Rennie more was because he felt Jamie Joseph took over. It would be a bit more of the same with the assistant coaches, whereas Rennie would bring in his new team.
Which is
clean
valid.
out. Yeah. Clean out. Mm.
But the All Blacks just lost their head of performance to the Baltimore Ravens. So there's that as well.
Yeah. It's been a weird time to be an All Blacks fan. It's because there's been so many, not just the head coach leaving, but like other back office staff as well. It's a strange time, but the fact I will finish on this one by saying I reckon the fact that Dave and Jamie Joseph, apparently they had a one-on-one call just before it was formally announced. So part of me also thinks maybe they're thinking if we go back to a particular style, would Jamie Joseph be considered a potential successor to Dave? Dave, as mentioned, he wants to try and pick his assistant coaches in New Zealand. So does that mean going to the Super Rugby franchises, considering the other coaches in that regard? I mean, I'd be curious if Jamie Joseph did take up an assistant coach role. He's been a head coach before, and obviously it's a bit harder to go from head coach down to an assistant coach. But considering all the previous years, the assistant coach transitioned into the head coach from a previous regime at the All Blacks, maybe that's something they're going to try and consider to do going forward. So good one there. The other good news, Bernie re-signs on the subject of players, of coaches re-signing. And who saw that one coming, Nathan? Not me. Who saw that one coming?
This is where we say we heard rumblings of this for like 2 or 3 months. Like, so as soon as those All Blacks rumors came out, we just kind of looked at each other as being like, "This is such bullshit." I really like it. I think he spoke very well. He spoke very well at a press conference with myself and shout out John Thurston. It was basically myself and him, which again, there's other points there that we say
shout out.
Time, but very good around his growth as a coach, and now he felt like he had to go away to learn a bit more about how to be a head coach, and he's now finally feeling like he can properly leave a legacy at the Brumbies. And not only that, is the first time he was actually open about making that step up to being a test head coach. Not with the All Blacks, he just does not want to do that. But basically positioning himself as that successor to Kiss, to follow on from like our conversation before about Jamie Joseph and Dave Rennie. So I'd be really interested to see like what happens with Larkham in the next couple of years around building that legacy at Brumbies. And if they keep the success going, does the core start coming into maybe bring him back into the test environment and eventually take over? Because you can't deny he's built a culture down there that is one of a kind. Like, it is the envy of every other Australian side. that Brumbies team on paper is probably the third strongest, yet by far has been the Australian team of the year so far. Like, I think keeping people like Larkham involved in the game and keeping him in Canberra is such a great move, and it's only going to benefit people like the next generation coming through that hopefully can include a title in Canberra.
Yeah, I think it's a great move. I completely agree, and you're on the points of like it does also bode very well that say the situation. I mean, Les is signed till 2028 as well. Say what happens if he, of course, if Les has a great campaign at somehow manages to win back a Bledisloe, has a fantastic World Cup campaign, then full credit to him. The bloke just deserves to stay on as Wallabies coach. But it also is particularly notable that even despite that, he does have someone like Stephen Larkham over his shoulder, and their performance, even as you say, with a weaker side, it bodes very, very well. I think Bernie's making the right call in terms of I think he believes he can win some silverware down there in Canberra, and at the moment, given how the side is playing, they're playing very, very well. They're top of the table. That win over the weekend against the Blues was 3 different ways to win over the course of this last 3 weeks. They did a big win against the Force. They ran away with it against the Crusaders, and then had to dig deep against the Blues, a side that's been a bit of a bogey side for them. So to have him breathing down Kiss's neck, it's kind of the right sort of challenge to have, and it bodes well for Australian rugby to have that extra coach as well, because it feels weird that he was touted as Czech's successor 7 years ago. And it's so interesting that now he feels like, okay, now I feel ready to do it, which, I mean, if that's how much time he needed to feel to get ready as a head coach, then all the more power to him for recognizing that and then acting on it.
Well, on that point, like, it's something which we don't do often in Australian rugby, which has been a common theme the past couple of years. Patience.
Yes.
Like, not throwing someone into the deep end when they aren't ready or when they don't feel like they're ready. It's taking time and not panicking when that person goes, all right, I'm going overseas, and like that bridge gets burnt, or we go, all right, so he's completely out of the question. A bit of patience, a bit of kind of smarter thinking, just kind of now starting to pay off.
Absolutely. Shall we talk Super Rugby? Shall we talk big rugby over the weekend? Because, I mean, Tars are away. Have been on the bye, going swimming. They're back against the Canes. I feel like we should start with the Tars this weekend against the Canes, because as having two Tar supporters here, I have a question to pitch to you both. And Mr. Hartman, I want to know your answer. Yes, you. I think we're all, over the last few podcasts, we've kind of been in agreement that, yeah, the Tars are getting wins, good wins, but there's a lot more in this side. There's a lot more growth to do. There's a lot more development to happen. There's a lot of questions still to be answered. Is this Hurricanes game the line in the sand moment for you, in terms of if they put together a performance like 36-12, 36-14, similar to what they've done against the previous sides, is this where you go, okay, it's time to believe?
Yeah, cut and paste from my last podcast, Nick, because the answer is yes. It is a line in the sand. I'm looking forward to it. The Hurricanes lost to the Drua in the cauldron of Lautoka, I believe. The sex cauldron, if you will.
I thought they shut that down.
Jesus.
If you know the reference, you know the reference.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, so it will be a line in the sand. And look, I'm really excited to see what happens. Still waiting, to invoke the Simpsons again. Still waiting for Swiley to be the little Yakuza guy. Standing still while the Yakuza are fighting the Mafia in that one episode. And Homer going, oh, but Marge is going to do something cool. So Swiley's still like that. Looking forward to seeing how Jorgo, because last season, I think he was injured.
I think he got injured. Might got injured in this game, to be honest.
Yeah. So here we go. Here's a challenge for him. Because the first 2 games didn't look like a challenge to him. The proverbial knife through the proverbial butter. So yeah, I am looking forward to it. Kellaway back at fullback. Kellaway, who came out and said, "Yeah, I was thinking of going to Rugby 360." Thank God that Rugby 360 is over, and Dan McKellar dropping him won't be a factor in him leaving. My boy Harry Potter is injured with turf toe. Nathan,
just Toto.
Just Toto.
Bit of Africa.
Toto. Not to be confused with Toto by Africa by Toto.
Or Toto Wolf. Shout out the F1.
Yeah, or Desmond Tutu. Shout out Desmond.
Or Togo, the country in Africa.
Yeah, Togo. Yeah, shout out Emmanuel Adebayor. So yeah, a couple things there. Sorry, this is a very slow answer. A couple things there. Clem Halaholo has been named vice captain, but I think he's on the bench. I don't know if that was a typo in the team sheet.
I think it's a typo.
Okay. Otherwise, I love the gambit. I'm all for it. So yeah, let's see how we go. Hopefully, Jojo, not to be confused with Toto. Jojo, gets out of the garage. Jorgo, rips everyone a new one. Sid Harvey comes on and plays a blinder. And Geordie Barrett gets sent off for a head-high tackle.
Maybe not the last one.
Well,
but yes.
It's happened before.
Hey, we're Tars fans. We'll just stay humble. Just take it game at a time.
Yeah, unlike those Brumbies fans. The Brumbies, we put the biggest score on the Crusaders ever fans.
Yeah.
We're 3-0 up and have had a really tough start to the season. Fans, those guys.
Yeah. How shit
you bloody February premiers.
Yeah, February premiers. Shame on us. I mean, fortunately, we're going to be humbled this weekend by the Reds. Should be a good game in Canberra, to be honest. I must admit, seeing the look of that Reds lineup is pretty solid side. Carter Gordon in the outfit, which should make a big difference. They looked like.
Did he look good?
Did they look good?
Yeah.
I think they look good.
He was okay. He was okay. Yeah. Like you showed some good attacking moments, but also kicking was a bit. Yeah, like I think he put 1 or 2 out the full.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, they got like a bonus point win over the Highlanders, and it felt like there was still so much more they could have done to get better, to improve. Kind of similar to the Tars, to be honest. Like they've had that bad start against the Tars, then have bounced back quite well after the bye. So I'm expecting them to come out pretty good and produce their this weekend in Canberra. But I think it's going to be a game pretty much very similar to what we saw with the Blues at the weekend, like down to a margin of less than 7, because that's how these games have been between these two sides the last couple of years. And there's nothing that I think will make me think that it's not going to go that way, or not can continue to go that way, rather.
Yeah, so it's funny. Nick was out of action, I think, for the start of that Brumbies. So for the majority of that Brumbies Blues game, and sent a text saying, "How are the Brumbies looking?" And my response was shit, because that was my opinion for 60 minutes. Firstly, I have the stats to back it. I have the stats to back that point up as well. They are like obviously top for points and tries and all that stuff, but eighth for carry meters per game, 7th for line breaks, 9th for offloads, 9th for scrum success, and 7th for turnovers conceded and 1. So many will look at that and say, "I'm just shit getting it." But I think that's probably shows that might be the most impressive thing is the stats aren't saying they should be winning games, but they are showing a ruthless edge when it comes down to it that champion sides have. Like the Blues were great for 70 minutes. They switched off for 10 and the Brumbies killed them. The Crusaders thought they were going to piss home when Whānuku scored and that margin was 7. They took their foot off the gas and the Brumbies killed them. This Brumbies team is still yet to play good footy and still has 3 Wallabies left to come back in the form of Nick Frost, Alan Alatoa, and Tom Wright. I think everyone kind of is going into this game with the exact same thought of, Queensland Reds are on paper a better side. They had the wood of them in the past. Like everyone for some reason remembers that AU grand final and thinks, the Reds have the wood on them and they're going to be a better side. The Brumbies have won 11 of the last 12 in Canberra. I think they've won the last 5 against the Reds. They're a team that figure the Reds out in some sense. So I think this is going to be a bigger challenge for the Reds than it is the Brumbies. Even as a Brumbies fan, you look at the matchups and you get concerned when you see the Wilsons, the Gordons, the McWrights of the world all sort of back fit and firing. So I'm more interested to see if are the Reds legit. The Brumbies to me have proven they can be a team that can contend for a title. The Reds are yet to do that for me. And yes, it's only 2 games in, but this is a real statement game for the Reds, whilst the Brumbies would already just establish what we already know. So it's 2 little different kind of wrinkles for the 2 teams.
I must say as well, I know that there's so many good like one-on-ones across the park, but let's call it a spade. Charlie Cale versus Harry Wilson. Like, we're all going to be watching that. That is, considering how well Cale is looking. By the way, appreciating that Cale's got the tuck as well, following after after our boy Pete Samu.
If Harry Wilson starts goal kicking, he's unassailable.
Yeah. Have you seen him in that? Have you seen him in the Rival show that KO just put out?
No, I don't.
It's on their YouTube, so you can watch it for free.
Oh, okay.
So basically, what it is, it's like it's AFL versus Union versus League, and it's like 4. So Union, it's like Wilson, Sue, Desi Miller, and Ash Masters, and against like Leaguers have like Reece Walsh, Addo Carr, AFL, a bunch of their other stars as well.
Man on the planet.
It's a good lineup.
It's a good lineup, but it's so funny watching Harry Wilson is the best because he talks shit before it all happens, and then looks like he's about to die on the field because he just like all the league ones. The league guys are running around like your typical jocks, just like too cool for school. Harry Wilson looks like the only way I know Harry Wilson doesn't die on this show is because he played 2 weeks ago. Like he's just up there just charging, trying to like will Union home. Like again, he's the perfect representation for Union because like he's playing with the spite of fuck these league and AFL cunts that keep talking down to us. Seriously, you watch him. He like I can kind of let you behind the curtain here. This was they filmed this after the spring tour, so his knee was already fucked. They played They played the entire Test series, and he goes out there and it's just like watch the first episode, you'll see what I mean. Just talking shit and just chugging along, giving like 100, just maximum effort the entire time. It's great. But yes. Charlie Cale's also been incredible. So this again, it's such a good matchup. You kind of got to. Again, it's a shame Valentini's not playing as well. That would have been a cool matchup against Joe Braille, but hey, we can't have
South Wales, Joe Braille, I should say.
And alongside New South Wales is Harry Wilson, going up against New South Wales is Charlie Cale.
Yeah. And their head next to the arse of New South Wales is Lucan Salakala-Loto.
And also
previously known as
Lucan Tui.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I'll make one final one-on-one I'm keen on. I mean, obviously Carter Gordon's been in the Wallaby mix for a little while now. I'm really curious how Declan Meredith is fitting into equations for fly half right now because he's looked great. He's looked really, really good. And Nath mentioned that like he's the first fly half like that's actually gone through a full, complete, proper pathway system a few weeks ago on the pod. I'm very curious to see how these two match up because if Declan pants Carter in this match and shows him up, like what message does that send to the likes of Joe Schmidt or even Wallaby coach in waiting, Les Kiss.
It's his second game back.
I mean, but you're an international player. You should be able to hit the ground running in some capacity.
His spine did almost give up on him.
Yeah,
his neck basically gave up on him. So
yeah, come on, Nick.
But you're right.
Up on him, his girlfriend.
Oh my god.
Maybe she has an idea about his love life.
But like Meredith, I'm quickly changing the subject before. I've had dealings in the past. It's like the posts around the women's stuff and the fucking wag shit in 2023. For a time when I've left RA. Declan Meredith.
What?
Declan Meredith
stuff?
Fine. I'll just tell the story now because everyone knows it. So the Wallaroos, like, you know, when
is this staying in the pod?
That's
the flight thing.
That came out because Carter's girlfriend Abby,
like fucking Stuart McGill.
No, because that came out because the crux of that was there was a thought that Carter's girlfriend and the rest of Wallaby's partners were flown down first class for their farewell when the Wallaroos had to basically do economy back from Canada. And there was again a certain high-ranking individual that decided to broadcast how good Carter's girlfriend Abby's video is on rugby.com.au socials, and that pissed off the Wallaroos. Rightly so.
Yeah.
But from my context, the reason why it gives me PTSD is my number is the one that's linked to the rugby.com.au Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
So
okay.
I've
you got the text. You're out in the piss, and you got the text.
I got texted. I like out in the piss because it was like I think the week before they left. Just from somebody random being like, "Hey, like, can you please delete this video? I'm getting all this backlash." And I didn't say it. Thought it was a spam message, and then concluded my night quick, and then proceeded to quickly sober up when I'm scrolling through Instagram and seeing all the comments and all their posts, rightfully so, being like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "Oh, this is going to be fun to deal with." And at that stage, it was just me at rugby.com.au. So my first thought is, "Oh my god, they think it's me. They think I've posted this, and I'm so fucked." Luckily, again, it wasn't me, and I've chatted to him since, and nobody thought that. It was just me being drunk in an Uber at 1 a.m. But some more law for you.
That stays in the pod. Are we happy with that staying in the pod?
Yeah, stay in the pod. Why not? There's nothing scandalous. I think I've said that story before. But
this is the wonders of covering social media for
we're going to pivot to Stuart McGill losing his shit on that podcast. Are you guys across this story?
Yes, I am. I think it's all publicity. I think it's all publicity. Because let's face it, who knew Stuart McGill had a podcast?
Yeah,
no one.
Dare I say it, he came across as a bit of a raging cokehead. I don't know.
See, now we're going to get sued. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, are we? Are we, mate?
Maybe.
I might have to bleep that.
You said my name after I got kidnapped. Yeah, do you reckon that was it before or after the Carl Sanderlands thing? I don't know who. Before. I reckon one of them got the idea from the other one. Because I reckon the Carl Sanderlands thing is a beat up.
Do you know what this makes me think? How good would a podcast be with Carl Sanderlands on air with Stuart McGill?
Yeah.
That's absolutely. He's found his perfect. Carl's found his perfect replacement. It's Stuart McGill to join join in place of Jackie O. He won't walk away from $100 million.
And Mal Meninga.
And Mal Meninga.
I can't do this.
Let's pivot over to the last match involving an Australian side before we really go off the rails, and that is the Western Force. Finally getting
Julie T.
Shout out Billy G.
No, Julie T. Shout out Julie T. We always shout out Julie T. Shout out.
Yeah. Sorry. Fuck. They're playing the Highlanders this weekend in Dunedin. Getting
Jamie
a W.
Joseph's Highlanders.
Jamie Joseph's Highlanders. So opportunity for Jamie Joseph to take out his anger on some poor Force boys, but a lot of boys are back for the WA side. Getting a dub.
Who's back?
over Moana. I will tell you who is back.
Big crap and beeps.
Big Decrep is back. BPA's
beautiful blue eyes.
Darcy Swain's in the side
bones.
now. Darcy Swain's in there now as well. Yeah, I think those are the main ones. Nick Dolly. Actually, no, Dolly played last week, didn't he?
Dolly played last week, yeah. So did Swain.
Yeah,
Swain scored last week.
No, Dollhouse.
Could we speak about the chaos of the HAA? What the fuck?
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ! What the fuck happened there, Nate?
That's the joy of Super Rugby is you just see things you don't expect. So I asked Ben Donaldson what happened, and he was like, he was doing like his warm ups usually, and like his mouth guard was in his sock for most of it, and then the last couple of ones he just like put it in just to get the feel of it. Suddenly he goes back to the rooms, and the doc says, "Hey mate, your mouth guard's pinged. You need to do a HAA." He's like, "The hell are you talking about? Like I haven't done any contact. I've just been hitting a pad." So what happened was like Max Bury gets the nod on the shoulders. Basically as they're running out, being like, "Hey, you're starting." Goes to Jeremy Williams and goes, "Hey, we're kicking this way." Or I think the call was like, "Oh, we're kicking 4." Jeremy Williams looks at him and goes, "Why are you starting? What are you doing?" Basically, there's a great video where he's just like, "I didn't know you were starting, but okay." So we went for the chaos of, wait, is Ben Donaldson playing here? Or what's going on? To, oh, he's doing HIA. To, wait, can he come back? To, oh, he's back on the field within 2 minutes. Shows no sign of concussion when he sets up Darby's first try.
Sorry, because it was a concussion substitute, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Back on.
It was like a pre-match concussion substitute. But the thing was, if he had fouled that, for some reason, say he fouled that, it essentially works as such. They would have been stuck with essentially playing with 22.
Yeah.
Oof.
Which is bizarre to say, but one of those ones where like you don't think of the rules. You don't think of the rule before it happens, but now there will be a rule.
Yeah. Until it's actually applied. That's so funny.
It's like the ISAC in cricket applied a rule that if you punch someone after the final ball or after like a game's decided, the game can't end and it's 5 penalty runs to somebody else. Purely because it happened one game and they couldn't actually there was no ruling on it, so they had to make this law in place because of the one time that it happens.
Yeah,
it's basically the same vibe as that.
Crazy.
If Moana were really, really pissed off about it, they probably would have been like, "Can we declare the result against the Force null and void, even though we were behind for pretty much the entire match?"
But for what? Why would you declare null and void? He passed.
I'm just going full South African here for a moment. I'm just
okay then.
So that's completely fine. What do we actually think?
Fact? I'm looking at the table. You want a fun fact, Nick?
I would love a fun fact.
There are 11 teams in Super Rugby.
Oh, that's cool.
Currently, only 3 of them have more than 1 win.
That's pretty cool. It's a cool fact.
Name the 3.
Name the 3.
Chiefs, Waratahs, Brumbies.
I was saying Nick named the 3, not you. You have it right in front of you.
Well, I'm naming him.
You can read. He was supposed to try and guess.
That's debatable.
Anyway, let's talk about the Force.
Yes.
Everyone's second favorite team behind the Waratahs.
Do you think they actually can win this weekend and go 2 for 3 on the road?
They need to. Look, maybe at the end of the season, you go, "Oh, Blues and Brumbies are the 2 best teams in the squad." So, of course, they lost them the first 2 games. But they need to. They really need to kick on. This is the first season in a while that they've been truly settled. Like last pod, copy and paste. There was that stat that was the Force team had more caps for the Force than they did for the Brumbies. So it's time for them to kick on. It's time for Simon Cron to kick on. Because remember back in the day, Daryl Hannigan, Gibson, and he was anointed to take over and then didn't get the job, and he obviously upset and buggered off to Japan and then came back to the Western Force. So it's also time for him to prove himself. And so, Nick, I'd like them to win. Highlanders beat the Crusaders, and look now, Brumbies beat the Crusaders. Anyone can beat the Crusaders this year, it seems. So
except the Chiefs.
Yeah, but
they should have beaten them. That was bizarre. They absolutely throttled them for 20 minutes and then gave up.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope, and they should. I hope they're going into this thinking they're going to win. In terms of actual analysis of why or where they will win, I've got no fucking idea. But that can be left over to Nathan. But yeah, look, Jamie Joseph, you're talking about revenge stories. He's got a revenge story to talk about. Also lost their last 5 games against Australian teams. So anyway, yeah. I really do hope they win, and they have to.
I think Highlanders team's solid, but I don't think they're the same without Dylan Pledger and Fabian Holland, who was going to be 2 big parts of it. I think in terms of to provide the actual analysis that Nick alluded to, stop Tabata Vanawa from getting the ball somewhere in space, because that run he made against the Reds was terrifying. He just bumped off every good defender we have in Australian rugby and somehow was stopped. Ekwasi can't be the only guy getting game line success. Like, you need De Crepney, you need your front rowers actually delivering something, because Ekwasi's been great, but he's just been kind of a one-out machine, it feels like. And use Darby, because Darby Lancaster looked great. He looked like he was in that form that won him a Wallabies cap. And he was rapid. And when you've got, the Highlanders aren't exactly slow on the wing, so they're going to need somebody to match, tongue and tail for pace, and that could be Lancaster. So there's 3 key points.
I'd agree with that. I think the force in terms of the set piece should be strong enough here, because I would say, though, Tavao is a good inclusion. De Groot is a good player. Looking at these 2 sides on paper, of course, rugby's not played on paper, this force side should be strong enough in set piece to come through. And I think their set piece has been really misfiring a little bit this season. I think that's kind of been where the weak point has been. I think Tizano really needs to step up as well off the back of Ekwasi also doing well. I think Tizano needs to also make sure he has that physicality. Hopefully Krebs there is a rising tide lifting all ships sort of situation. And yeah, Nath, you've hit the nail on the head. Stop Tabatavanawa. Stop him. Basically, you stop him. Also, Neepkins, I also think he's got some good potential. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but he's really, really good player as well. So if you can just stop them, I can see Donaldson outdoing Miller in this in the fly half position. If they can stop Tabatavanawa from being so dangerous, and then also getting it out to those weapons on the wing, the Force can win this game. Please win it. Come on, you've got to win this one, guys. Get 2 out of 3 on the road. Successful tour of New Zealand sets you up to come back home for a couple of games at home. They have to. It's quite a critical game in the context of their season, because
so they've got the Hurricanes next week, then they've got a bye, and then they're playing the Chiefs at home, and then the Chiefs, after playing in Perth, fly back home to play the Waratahs.
Yes.
So the Waratahs will have a shorter flight over to New Zealand than the Chefs,
which is going to work in the Waratahs' favour if they're in form as well. So, but
thank you Western Force for that one.
The middle of the season is like after round 6, the middle of the season is a bit rough for them, because they've got to go to Brisbane, and they've also got to play in Fiji and then face the Crusaders at home. I think that's the hardest part of their season.
And then the Crusaders' next game after that, at home against Waratahs.
Yes, true. Yeah. During Super Round as well. First game at One New Zealand Stadium.
Opens the stadium. I will be there no matter what.
Oh, you lucky bastard. Jealous. But yeah, so in the context of the Forces season, it doesn't get a win here becomes really, really critical, because once they get back home, they're going to have a pretty tough run pretty much all the way up to round 10 after this point. So this is a win they have to get. This is one that it's not a case of trying to bank 1 or 2. This is one you've got to bank. So quite critical in their season, I reckon. Anything else to mention, lads? Are we done?
Maybe Six Nations. Shout out Six Nations. Wales and Ireland are playing at the very watchable time of 7 a.m. on Saturday, official Super Rugby time.
Hell yeah.
AKA Sydney time. England are falling apart, which is fantastic to see, as always. But I heard something that potentially a permutation of this week's games is that England could be at the bottom of the table because they've got 1 win. Italy's got 1 win. Yeah. Wales has got 0 wins. England are playing Italy away, and I think they've rested half their team.
Please, Italy win. Please.
It'd be so funny.
Please. Italy have never beaten England in their entire history. It's like one of the, I think they're the only Six Nations side who Italy have never defeated. Please, if the rugby gods are right, please, Italy. This is the time to get the W over the English.
Also, shout out Italy for when they played England and they didn't contest any rucks. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
That was funny. That was
Dylan Hartley, the captain, was said to the ref, was like, "What do we do?" And the ref's like, "I'm not your coach, man. I'm just telling
Figure
you
it out yourself, brother."
Eddie was so pissed, and it was amazing. I remember that. That was a good.
I'm looking up your stat, Nick.
Which one?
Your stat about Italy beating. Okay, beat Scotland, beat Wales, beat Ireland, beat France.
I think they've got the best record is against France in terms of actual wins.
England.
Yes. It's the only,
they have beaten England under 23.
Yeah, I mean, so hopefully they're a few years. Therefore, they're hopefully a few years away from beating England's senior side. When was that under 23 win? Are we? Is the senior side now in? Is the senior side? Are they now the senior side?
I don't know. I don't know when this was.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, despite the fact that they lost 33-8 to France, it was that scoreline does not reflect how physical that game was. I don't think it's just one of those ones where you have to watch it to get the full story. And yeah, it would be so good if they could pull that off. If the Azzurri could pull that off and get a win over England. So hot take, you heard it here first. Italy. It means that England will now put 50 on Italy at Stadio Olimpico.
Yeah. Full of Brumbies, as they say. Let me check.
She's right.
So also, Scotland are playing France. So Scotland, who lost Italy in the first game, have beaten England and Wales, I believe. And they're playing France at home this weekend.
Will they win that?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
No.
I kind of feel like Scotland are a team that hang on by their teeth. You know, they've got a couple of great players, and that's about it.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to run away from them.
Hang on, let me just try to. This is great radio. Let me just pull up Six Nations. I'm trying to. Okay, Italy, England. Okay, Italy's paying $3.35.
That's actually not bad.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. I think England. I think England are now getting underrated. Like England are good. They just had a shit week. Shit 2 weeks.
Shit 2 weeks. Yeah, shit 2 weeks proves all the difference in Six Nations because you get 3 good ones and 2 shit ones. You can you could finish in 5th, which is a failure. So yeah, who knows. But yes, big call for the weekend. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate a good chat of rugby and podcasting and rugby. And we will see you, for everyone listening. I think we'll see you
whenever we get back together. We are making no promises.
It depends if the Waratahs win.
Yeah. The instant reaction if they win. I don't care if the Brumbies beat the Crusaders by 50 again. You can podcast by yourself.
That.
Yeah, who cares? But I'll tell you what, if Charlie Gamble takes Damien McKenzie's head off, instant reaction.
Shame he's going overseas.
Yeah.
But, best of luck to the lad.
Well, Luke Reimer's coming in. Little rhyme dust.
True. Yeah, true that.
The Linfield Strangler, they call him.
Whoa. Whoa.
And wrap.